Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It is fantastic that you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on Cat Stevens, or as he likes to be known, Yusuf Islam. And through his song Father and Son, which came off the classic T for the Tillerman album, we looked at the fact that even though young have got exuberance and zest for life, the old have got wisdom to impart. And surely those two things can bounce off each other, I'm thinking. Let's not discount the old for the wisdom that they can bring the young. Well, we go to a girl today that has got one of the voices. So this does not get much better than this. In fact, if I think about female voices, I think about Barbara Streisand. I think about, particularly in Australia, Tina Arena. I know that Delta Goodrem also has got a pretty incredible voice. Marina Pryor is another, but she's more staged, but still an incredible voice. It does not get any better than this girl, and the last we're talking about today is Celine Dion. Now, she's technically perfect. Let's just say it right out. Amazing voice. She's got the tenderness, she's got the strength, she's got the grit, she's got the grunt, everything that you need to be able to pull off any song that you throw in her direction. Between 1981 and 2019, she has released 20 studio albums, 7 live albums, 19 compilation albums, and a few box sets. And certainly when you have released 27 studio albums, the concept of compilations and box sets is just part of the deal, because sometimes people just want a bit of a collection just to be able to have. Now, she has sold 200 million albums, making her one of the most successful artists of all time. There are a few above her, but she's pretty well up there. Just a bit of context for you. If you think about the Beatles being the most successful, with selling 600 million, 200 million is pretty good. Now, she takes influences from pop and soul, and if you give her an epic power ballad, she's going to nail it every single time. Now, she has been nominated 509 times for various awards, and she has won 253 times. One of the highlights for her may have been Eurovision Song Contest when she represented Switzerland in that particular year. Because Celine, being born in Quebec in Canada, her native language would have been French, but she has learned English and learned it really, really well. And certainly from that point onwards, her career kind of exploded a little bit. So Eurovision, well done for that one. American Music Awards, Las Vegas Awards, they'll get onto her residencies in a minute. Billboard Awards, she's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She's then been inducted into the Canada Hall of Fame. She's a 5-time Grammy Award. Now, she's received awards from Hungary and France and the Unavailable Award, just to name a few. Now, I know if you're a Celine Dion fan, you'll be thinking, oh, when's he going to talk about the song? Trust me, we're going to get to it in a minute. Trust me on that one. Las Vegas residencies. Now, Las Vegas is just one of these places that if you get to perform there, you know you have made it. Now, I do wonder how Las Vegas is getting on through the COVID period. It might be a little bit of a scary ghost town at the moment. It's interesting to see how Las Vegas has gone. It certainly has carved its niche into the American psyche with the compelling road trip to get there. So she's had a couple of residencies. Now, between 2003 and 2007, she had the New Day residency. It's estimated that she performed 717 times, and over 3 million people have seen that show. Incredible success. And then she came back in 2011, and between 2011 and 2019, she has had the residency called Celine, and she has performed over 70 times, give or take, in all that time. So Las Vegas has been very much a friend to her, as well as the many other things that she has been involved in. Now, we can't talk about Celine Dion without talking about one song in particular. Now, when I mention this title, you're going to be going, oh, it's this song again. I think sometimes what we need to do in this world is we need to go back to the time when we heard the song for the first time, and we need to go back to the time we thought, oh, wow, wow, what an amazing song, what an amazing performance. Because this song certainly did get a bit of a beating in the American Idol, all of those kind of shows, because everybody was doing this song as their audition, and it just kind of lost its spark a bit. But if we just go back to Celine Dion singing this song, we can just start to be reawakened with what made this song such a massive hit. It sold 28 million copies, making it one of the most successful singles of all time. Of course, it came from a movie up until this point, and it did hold the record as the most successful movie of all time. This was Titanic, which was the epic story of Rose and Jack, and we'll get onto this story in a minute. Just to be topped by Avatar, that was the blue person version of Avatar, which was another James Cameron movie. So how cool to have movies 1 and 2 for a long time until Avengers Endgame came and topped both of those two, topping $3 billion when that one was released. And of course, we were all waiting for that movie to come out. The whole world was just hanging out for that movie to come out. Now, the movie Titanic was just an absolutely incredible blockbuster movie. But I think the real story of Titanic wasn't the fact of this iconic ship sinking. It was the story of what was happening while the ship was sinking that makes this movie so iconic. Now, we had Rose in first class and we had Jack in third class. Now, Rose was destined to be married to a guy that wasn't very nice. Her life was going to be very much boring. Do what I say, and that's all there is to it. Or to be confronted with a guy who life was very much in the moment and whatever happens, and life became very much an exciting experience and adventure. And so, of course, she went for Jack because she wanted that life for herself. She was in a bit of an awakening of women where they didn't want to be just a subservient wife anymore. They wanted to have a life of their own. And this very much is picking up on this voyage and this journey very much indeed. Because as the Titanic, with all its opulence and everything else, and having to watch the P's and Q's in the first class decks versus those that were just having absolute ball down in the third deck, Rose very much had a decision to make, and she chose to be with Jack. And certainly at the end of the movie, of course, the movie starts with Rose going back to the Titanic wreck in a submersible, and then the story just takes off from there. And certainly at the end of the movie, you see all the photographs of a life that was crazy, and a life that was amazing, and a life that was full of experiences. And certainly the legacy of Jack for Rose very much was that she would have an incredible life, not settle for second best. Of course, if you have seen Titanic, you know with this how the story ends and the iconic scene of both of them in the Atlantic at the end. If you haven't seen it, watch it. $2 billion, what more can we say? The third highest grossing movie of all time. There was just something about this movie that captured the world's imagination. And I think the inspiration of Rose for all of us is to, and as I shared a little while back with Bruce Springsteen and Born to Run, and also Bryan Adams with Get Up, let's grab life by the scruff of the neck and give it a bit of a shake. Life is to be grasped, life is to be taken, life is to be actually be experienced. It is not good enough for us to settle into a bit of routine and into a bit of a rut. We need to experience life for all it can be. Because we meet all sorts of wonderful and interesting and incredible people along the way when we see life as an adventure as opposed to a life of routine. This is certainly what the Titanic story encourages us to do. And certainly if you leave Titanic and not pick up on that fact, well, we'll just leave it at that, I suppose. And so, yeah, let's all be in, and there are people around us that inspire us to do this. No, the motivational people, the people that get us excited, the people that actually well up inside of us and get us to think, well, why not? Let's give it a bit of a go. So if you're thinking right now, oh, look, I'm a bit of a rut, life's a bit of a routine, a bit of whatever, and you think, well, what about this thing? Well, I suppose the question is that thing going to grow inside you to the point where you can't put it off any longer? Or are you going to just push it down and pretend like it's not there? Because I would argue that it's that thing that's looking at us right now is where we will find life, as opposed to trying to squash it down. So whichever way it is for you, may the story of Jack and Rose be an encouragement for you as you consider your own life journey. And the concept of our heart going on, our heart is symbolic of our inner being, the thing that makes us who we are, the thing that will urge us, the thing that will inspire us, the thing that will get us to move on. It is the thing that will get us to take life by the scruff of the neck and give it a shake. Well and truly. So I trust that will all be a bit of an encouragement for you today as you consider your own journey. And sometimes we might be on the Titanic. It might be sinking even, and we're thinking, oh, how am I going to get out of this one? What am I going to do? How am I going to get forward? Well, the thing is, we can grab the nearest life vest and just think, well, I don't know where this thing's going to take us, but it might take me somewhere different. So that is the encouragement for us today. Well, on to the clips. Yes, we do have to have My Heart Will Go On. Yes, I know, guys, I know. It's just one of these songs you think, oh, not again. But no, as I said before, let's put that to a side, because we witnessed music history when this song came out. We witnessed a girl just perfect to sing this, such tenderness and such power, all in the same song. This song starts off very, very quietly and builds up to an absolute incredible ending. And certainly when you put it in the context of this particular performance by Celine Dion, where it is live, and there are just all the mobile phones around her with their lights on, you can imagine the stars of the sky on that infamous night in the Atlantic when the Titanic sank. So the encouragement for you is to come back to this song afresh, anew, as if you'd never heard it ever in your life, and to witness what is music magic with Celine Dion singing this song. I encourage you to watch that one all the way through. Now, Celine Dion has also got a rocky side to her, and I couldn't go past River Deep Mountain High. I love this song. I love the way this song sounds. In fact, when I was playing keyboards in the band, it was this version that I pretty well modelled my part on, because there's some really, really cool bits in it that I had to just get myself. Of course, Ike and Tina Turner were the first to come out with this song. Now, if you're going to do a Tina Turner song, well done. And it means you're up to the task, and the challenge will be able to capture her in all of her absolute raw power. And Celine Dion certainly does that. She's in the round on this one, so you'll see that her stage is in the middle, and she's got people all around her absolutely captivated with her performance of this one. And we've also got The Power of Love. Now, tribute first of all to Jennifer Rush. She brought the song out first in the 1980s. Jennifer, this was a stunning song. and you really capture the world with your performance of this one. Well, Celine Dion, I thought she could also come out with a version, and version she did well and truly. Just beefed it up, just crunching it up slightly to give it just a little bit more power. And so this came off the Colour of Love album from 1993. Incidentally, River Deep Mountain High came from Falling Into You from 1996. The Power of Your Love is also live. And so there are 3 live clips from Celine Dion today. I could have gone for the official clip from My Heart Will Go On, but I thought, no, there's some pretty cool live versions out there. And it's always good to get live, I'm thinking, sometimes, particularly with an artist as fantastically compelling as Celine Dion actually is. And so the links to those 3 songs are in the description below. That's where you'll always see my links, and so feel free to click on any of those or some of them or whatever you'd like to do. I've also included, by the way, my last video from Cat Stevens as well, so if you want to recap on that one, feel free, but after you've watched Celine Dion, hey, let's do her first, recap second. Well, if you've come back to Life Reflections, very, very kind of you to do so. I love it when people come back. It's really, really cool. This is your first time to Life Reflections through music. Welcome to the channel. Now, if you'd like to do a request, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and I'll certainly do that for you. Well, that's it for today. Next time, we're going to go on to a band from the 1980s. The Call. So until then, I'll catch you around.